Well, let me stay with you for a sec, because we both had a kick of the Albanese government. I need to prove that I'm even-handed. We're an ageing society, and providing all this aged home care for the future, all those extra aged care homes, going to cost us an extra $30 billion over the decade, we're told. Government's new review into this says the fairest way to pay for all that is to make better off Australians pay more for their aged care. More than 25% they have to pay today for residential care and just 5% for at-home care. What do you reckon? Good idea?
Good idea that doesn't go far enough, Andrew. I think it's outrageous that we think about aged care as some sort of entitlement as opposed to a last gasp safety net. You shouldn't be able to take money off the government for aged care services and then pass down a house and assets and a big inheritance to your kids. I don't think we as Australians recognise the looming catastrophe of the increased cost of aged care in this country, and we're going to need to do drastic things as we have a rapidly aging population and lagging economic productivity. This, I think, is a good start. But again, we need to change the mentality from this being a benefit to being something which is very much the last resort.
Okay, that's 2 ticks for a Labor idea. Is it 3 from you, Danica?
Look, I do like this policy, Andrew, and just going off that, in the end, we are facing an ageing population. It is going to cost the taxpayer a lot of money. And in fact, that latest report that came out found that over the next 40 years, the number of people over 80 is actually set to triple to more than $3.5 million. What I will say, though, is if you are going to be forking out your own money to pay for your aged care, then you expect that the services will be just as good. And right now we have a situation in this country where, while we are trying to work with providers to bring the standards up, there are a number of restrictions right now on providers to provide very good care, which is absolutely understandable, but they just simply don't have the workforce. They don't have the people available to meet those demands right now. So you should be able to get what you pay for. The only other thing I would say is that this needs to be means tested because I'm not sure what the government would define as who is wealthy.
Oh, that's that decision they put off for the future. That's when it gets hard. Will, I think there's something I'm missing here. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has publicly apologised for posting a Photoshop picture of herself with the 3 children, a picture that news agency killed and refused to send. She said, like many amateur photographers, I do occasionally experiment with editing. I wanted to express my apologies for any confusion the family photograph we shared yesterday caused. Hope everyone celebrating had a very happy Mother's Day. Now, is this the big scandal I keep reading about? The crisis of credibility for the powers. Oh my God, how can we trust anything they do again?
In and of itself, no. But I'll tell you what, Andrew, just before coming on air, I watched a eulogy delivered by Christopher Hitchens for Alexei Navalny. Despite the fact, as your audience would know, that Hitchens died many years ago, the age of deep fakes, the age of doctored images and the age of AI being able to change what we see and hear is upon us. So whilst I think this issue probably isn't a big deal, the bigger issue is of the way that we consume information. And if the media is calling that out, then that's probably a good thing.
I think that's true too. Just quickly, Danica, I'm out of time, but what do you make of this? What have I missed?
I actually disagree with Will. I think this just goes to show fake news. How are we supposed to believe anything that comes out of the palace from now on? If they wanted to put out a proper photo, get an independent photographer. I find it very difficult to believe that Princess Kate is sitting there, Andrew, on her weekends, scrolling through, these apps to try and change photos, adjusting the hands, adjusting her children's jumpers, the rocks on the floor. I mean, it's ridiculous. As if she's doing that. It's just not plausible to me. I don't think it's a scandal, but I think it's an absolute PR disaster for the Royals.
Thank you to you both, Will Kingston, Danica De Giorgio. Thank you very much.